welcome back to KHQA this morning. So do you go garage sailing?
You know,
you can't answer me, but you can.
I can, and I will. I absolutely love garage sailing.
Good.
I every year get up really early, get the donuts, the coffee. You know, I think it might just be more of the feeling of it than actually the garage sales, but I'm kind of scared to learn what Lindsey has in store for us.
I'm going to correct myself and say you can answer me. I just can't answer back, or at least hear it. Lindsey Boetsch is here with some very important information, the top 10 things you should not ever buy at a garage sale. Hey, Lindsey.
Hey, good morning. And the first garage sale I ever went to, I will admit, I bought a No Doubt CD. Tragic Kingdom was the first thing I ever bought at a garage sale. It was the first CD I ever owned. But a lot of people are going to be hitting the sales this spring, the garage sales, but you have to be very careful of what you're buying out there. The first thing we're going to talk about is helmets. Jan Hummel with the Adams County Health Department joins me. Helmets, why is it so important not to buy these at garage sales?
When you think about a bicycle helmet, Lindsey, you think of it as being a one crash element. And so when you look at a bicycle helmet, you can't tell if it's ever, you know, been in a crash, if it's ever hit the ground or anything like that. And sometimes, even if it's not been used and it was on somebody's head, somebody may have thrown it around, something like that. We want to ensure that when indeed you're wearing that helmet and should you have a crash, should your head hit the ground, that it's going to protect you, and you cannot tell by looking.
And there's also a lot of safety issues. I'm going to give something away. Hats is on this list a little bit later on, but there's a reason that you shouldn't wear other people's hats and helmets because of, you know, they might have lice, they might have other sorts of diseases.
There are things that can, you know, live inside a helmet, and it's just something that we want to make sure that you're not getting something in addition to the helmet that you'd rather not have.
And the Adams County Health Department is doing something with the kids in the community. They're giving away some helmets. Talk a little bit about that.
The Safe Kids Adams County, along with the Kohl's Cares, which is the volunteer group of the Kohl's department stores, this spring, in fact, I'm going later this morning to a local school, we are giving away over 2,000 brand new personally fitted bike helmets to every preschooler and first grader in Adams County. We feel very fortunate to have the Kohl's money, and what we're trying to do is prevent people from buying them used and making sure those helmets fit right. And so hopefully the community will see lots of black and red helmets this summer.
Another thing you guys are very adamant about is car seats, and that's the next item on our list. Car seats you shouldn't buy, or you shouldn't buy them at a garage sale. Why is that?
Well, first of all, a car seat is considered to be good for 6 years. And most of the seats do indeed have an expiration date on now, but the biggest problem is you don't know what that's been in. Again, you cannot tell if a car seat's been in a crash. Again, they are one use only. You cannot, I'm a big garage sale and resale person myself, but there are certain things, and you want to make sure that your child is riding as safely as possible. You can't tell by looking at a car seat if it's been in a crash.
Now, there's a lot of the things on the list that's one of the reasons that you shouldn't buy them, is because you don't know what the owner's done with them. You don't know where they've been. Tires is the next one on the list. You shouldn't buy tires at a garage sale for the same reason.
It's the safety issue. Again, especially somebody like me, I know that you have tires on a car, and that's about all I know. So how would I know by looking at them if indeed the tread is as safe as possible? You know, how this tire's been used. So we just want to make sure that people are buying the right things at garage sales and not putting themselves at risk.
Right, and there are some good things that you can buy at garage sales. CDs is one of them, books, lamps, other things for your home. There are some more on our list, though, that we're going to dive into later on in the show.
Do you still have the No Doubt CD?
I'm sure it's somewhere in my parents' house, hiding in a box.
Did you sell it to Hannah
deep in the basement?
I do have it. Mine was the tape cassette.
Tape cassettes.
Yeah.
I had no idea people sold tires at garage sales. I guess you can get anything.
Yeah, you can. So far, I'm doing pretty good. I've never bought a helmet or a car seat.
Good.
Although I have purchased some
Tires?
wigs, never tires, but wigs, which are awful. And I know I should have done better, but I really like.
Is it real? This morning we've been talking about garage sales or yard sales. Depends on if the sale is in the garage or the yard or whatever you choose to call it.
Or a yard.
There you go. You don't go buy garages. Sometimes you can find some really good deals.
Yeah, but I'm learning this morning that there's some things that you shouldn't buy. I'm afraid I'm not doing so hot yet, but Lindsey has some more on the list. That's, you know, things that you should totally just avoid altogether. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning. I'm still getting over the fact that you bought a wig at a garage sale, especially coming from you, who's so health conscious about things like that.
It was a long time ago.
Giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Older and wise.
But first thing on our list this morning was we talked about helmets, we talked about car seats, we talked about tires. The next thing is going to be swimsuits. Jan Hummel with the Adams County Health Department is here to talk about why we should never buy bathing suits or wetsuits at garage sales.
Well, I think when you're talking about those items that come so close to your body and so close to your skin, again, we're concerned about what you may get in addition to that swimsuit or that wetsuit that you're buying. So that's the prime reason with, it's the same thing. You wouldn't want to purchase underwear and those garments that are right next to our skin.
Right, especially with all the bacteria that can grow.
And anything, someone might have an infection of some sort. You can't be assured that you're not going to get that also.
Right. Another one is mattresses are next on our list. Why should you never buy a mattress at a garage sale?
You've heard about bed bugs, right? Yes. And we know that this has been a big concern in lots of communities. With a mattress, again, those bed bugs are extremely hard to spot. You would not want to bring those into your own home. So please, go to garage sales, buy things, but buy things that you should buy, not a mattress. And you don't want to bring that bed bug home.
Absolutely not. You don't want to get more than you're paying for.
Exactly.
Kind of along the lines of mattresses are cribs. Explain a little bit about that one.
When you're talking about a crib, the biggest concern are the recall issues. There have been, within the last 6 to 12 months, an increased number of recalls. There is not a drop side crib on the market that is now considered to be safe.
Wow.
So we're talking not just for garage sales, but people who have these at home, and maybe you're a grandparent like me and you've had a crib around for a while. Make sure that you check on the recall list. You can go to consumerproductsafetycommission.org and find out what brands and what lot numbers have been recalled. But the other thing is, unless your crib is within 5 years old, the slats might be too wide. We talk about the soda can. If it's wider than the soda can, then you shouldn't buy it. So again, things that you should just not purchase used unless you can be assured that it hasn't been recalled.
And there's a lot of cribs, it seems like there's a lot of recalls on them. There's constantly things changing with them on safety regulations.
That's right. And as I said, within the last 6 to 12 months, there's been a huge recalls. So again, just not your best purchase at a garage or yard sale.
All right, laptops is another one. And we were talking earlier, you never know where things are coming from. And that kind of goes along with this one.
Even if you can power up a laptop, that doesn't mean that it's going to work properly. And as the person who might be selling it, are you assured that your private information has not been erased? So actually, the health department, we've done a lot of e-recycles, the getting rid of your electronics. That's where it should be going, not in a garage sale.
And you guys are doing things with helmets today as well, giving away helmets.
We are. We've been fortunate enough to give away over 2,200 bicycle helmets to preschoolers and first graders in our county, courtesy of the Kohl's Cares grant that we've received. So we're trying to make sure that, first of all, the kids are wearing those helmets as we're putting them on their heads, and second of all, that they have brand new helmets.
And May 12th, you guys are doing another car seat take back.
Right, we call it our car seat roundup. This is the time when you get rid of those old things, and we have a carrot for you. For every old, unusable car seat that you bring to Kohl's department store parking lot on Saturday, May the 12th from 10 a.m. to noon, we will give you, for each and every one, a $10 Kohl's gift certificate.
All right, so these are tips not only for you, the buyer, but also if you're planning on having a garage sale, I would recommend just not even putting these items out. They're not safe for the buyers, and like with the laptops, you never know if your information is completely erased from those. Also, we're going to put all of the information that you said about the car seat roundup, we're going to put that on our Facebook page, so you can check that out later on.
All right, so I think that I've decided that I've gone to people's yard sales that were very clean because I've never bought a mattress, but I did purchase a couch right before my first year of college years and years ago. The house looked really nice. The people were so friendly. I loved the couch, so I don't know.
And maybe it was fine. Just like our weather is fine today.
Ah, 56 degrees reminds me of garage sale weather.
It does, because you're going to be seeing garage sale signs pop up all over the place. In fact, I've already seen a few yet this spring. But before you buy, you need to know what not to buy.
Yeah, I'm learning that there's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't purchase at a yard sale that I've already done. So I'm just very eager to find out what else Lindsey has in store.
Remind me not to visit you at your house.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're rounding out the list. We have 10 of them. We've gone through 7, so we have 3 more left. The first one that we're going to talk about is plasma TVs. Jan Hummel's with the Adams County Health Department. She's here to go through these plasma TVs. Why is that?
Mainly because you really don't know if they're going to work properly. You don't know if they're going to, if the screens are in as good a shape as possible. And these are things that you probably should just get rid of as the person who has them, right, rather than try to sell them. Again, the health department, we have an e-recycle, electronic waste recycle, so that's probably the best place for things like this.
And plasma screens, I heard, are pretty expensive if they break, so you might as well just end up buying a new one.
Right, if you buy a new one, then you indeed know what you're getting, and you have a guarantee, where if you buy it at a garage sale, you may not actually have any idea of how well it works, or as you say, the plasma itself is very expensive.
Now this next one, personally, it kind of grosses me out that somebody else would think of buying somebody else's shoes. But that's, especially a pair like these.
Especially ones that look like that, right?
Yeah.
The prime reason is that each of us have very unique feet. And when we walk in a shoe, if you look at the bottoms of your shoes, you can tell indeed if you walk on the sides or how your heels are wearing and things like that. So your shoe, once you buy a new one, conforms to your foot. If I were to put your shoes on, even if they're the right size for me, that my foot is not going to be shaped the same. And especially when you think about kids, you may be doing some harm to them. They're going to get blisters or maybe even, worse foot problems. So,
and running shoes.
And then you think about the sweat and all of that. That's just kind of gross.
Now, we talked about helmets, but hats is the last item on our list. And the reason for that is, there's a few reasons actually.
Mainly because, again, these are items that you may get a little bit more than you've bargained for. Especially with a hat like they're showing on the screen, you think about the sweat and things like that. Things that, there could be critters or whatever might be coming along with the hat. So just probably don't buy it.
Keep those to the hat and just toss it away. Now you guys are doing something with helmets, like we were talking about earlier. You guys are giving away helmets, new helmets to kids across the community.
We are. We've been very fortunate through Safe Kids Adams County to receive a Kohl's Cares grant from the Kohl's department stores, and so we have been able to purchase 2,200 brand new bicycle helmets, and we've been spending the month of April giving those away to every preschooler and first grader in Adams County. So we're doing a couple things. First of all, we're making sure that they don't have a used helmet, but more importantly, what we're hoping is that if we start with these 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds, that we will instill good habits and that they know from the time that they're on those trikes and bikes with training wheels that a helmet is part of what they need to be doing.
Now, earlier on the list, we talked about car seats, and you should never buy a car seat at a garage sale. You should you guys are having a roundup, so take them there.
We are. First of all, car seats are, one crash items, and once they're 6 years old, the manufacturers and the insurance console says you should get rid of them. So in order to help that happen in our community, on Saturday, May the 12th, Kohl's department store parking lot, 10 a.m. to noon, you can bring us your old, expired, unusable car seat. No questions asked, just bring it to us, and we will give for each and every seat you bring, we will give the person a $10 Kohl's gift certificate.
All right.
And the next day is Mother's Day, so moms, bring us those seats. Go spend the money on yourself or anybody else.
All right, thank you very much, Jan. And if you missed any of that information, we'll have it on our Facebook page for you as well.
And also tonight at 5. I'm afraid to ask.
Well, okay. I almost made it through that segment, but the shoes, it wasn't a garage sale, but I did go to a thrift store in St. Louis. I was in the market for some cowgirl boots for a long time. Found this perfect pair. They were probably late 60s, just adorable. Wore them that night to a concert because I was so excited. By the end of the concert, my feet were killing me. Now I know why. Well,
and Jan makes a good point that they form to your feet. It's been my experience with the cowboy boots that I have that those especially mold to your feet and can be very, very comfortable once they do that. So gross. Now here is Tegan.